I don't really have anything interesting to ask you.
Oh man.
So I guess this would just be standard. Welcome to How Did You Find This Podcast?
Yeah, welcome to How Did You
Unless
Find
I
This.
see the gears turning in your face a little
I'm
bit. Like you were
thinking.
thinking of a question.
I'm thinking.
Oh, let's see how weird John can get on the spot.
Just
Sounds like a weird porno. How weird can John get on the spot?
All right, so just
Very bad porno.
yeah, it would be a very bad porno. Just because I've been watching a lot of stuff with comparisons to this, if you were handed a notebook that you could write the name of somebody and how they die.
Let's see, at first I thought you were going with PageMaster. Like I could write and then like things happen.
Things happen. So you can write their name and you can specify how they're going to die to the T, and it actually happens.
That's fantastic.
Would you use it?
Of course.
Just murdering people.
Well, what your thing doesn't say is that they're going to die instantly. So when it's their time to die, I could choose how they die.
You decide specific. When you put it in there, they are going to die however you specify. It's not when they're going to die. It's you're writing specifically how they die, and it's going to happen that way.
Yeah, still. Because then I could write a date and I could make it happen.
True.
So I could say, like, you know, I could make someone live to 130 at that point because I so dictated it that they have to die on this date and how they're going to die. Like,
interesting.
But you could make a really cool death for people, or you could make their death meaningful if you wanted. So you could be like, you know, John stops a bank robbery, but is a hero, dies in progress. But the bank robbery, you know, saved women and children and lives on in infamy, but dies on this date. And I made this happen, which means I orchestrated putting those people in danger too, which I'm okay with because I wrote that they were okay. So it is kind of PageMaster-ish.
Interesting.
Or like, what was that show, Once Upon a Time, where they had the book, the fairy tale writing, and it came true.
Yeah,
Merlin, he wrote the stories basically, and he dictated how everything was going to play out.
Interesting.
So yeah, but I think that would be cool because then you could also write your own death. I think it's pretty cool, as long as you know what you're doing and know how to use it.
Yeah,
I'm sure there'll be a few mistakes along the way, but
no, because there's an anime called Death Note that's all about that.
That's what that's about.
Yeah, it's basically they have the Grim Reaper. In Japan, they're called Shinigami. They're Grim Reapers.
Shinigami.
And it's like one of them just throws his they call it the Death Note, and it's just a notebook into our world, and this guy Light gets it and goes on a murderous rampage. Basically, he starts killing like bad people, but like just indiscriminately and like whatnot. It's a whole like.
I'm sure there would be consequences to it.
Yeah, well, there's specific rules in the book on like how you can use it and what you can and can't do. So I never watched it. I only watched the Netflix shitty version of it, but.
Yeah, I'm not much of an anime guy, so I've seen it on the Netflix. I've heard about it prior, but I never knew what it was about.
I couldn't get into the anime. The Netflix movie was I don't know, people hate it. I actually kind of enjoyed it.
Was this the live action?
Yeah, there's a live action.
There's also the anime version of it on Netflix too.
Yeah, I can't get into the anime.
I've never been able to get into anime.
There's some really good ones out there.
Even Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And you know, stuff like that. I just never got into it. And when certain shows like Marvel or DC had anime style, it was not something I was into.
Yeah. I can see that. It's definitely not for everyone. I mean, it's changed a lot over the years. A lot. Like some of it now is just unbelievably just even the art, it doesn't look the same as it did either. because the art's changed so much. But some of the stories on it in there are just absolutely phenomenal. They even have the biggest one right now is My Hero Academia, and it's basically just like an homage to superheroes, and like there's a whole bunch of Star Wars references in the whole
I've seen that, but I haven't watched it.
So good. It's so good. It's just such a great take on, like, the whole show is about what it means to be a hero. And it's an amazing take on, they do Superman better than fucking DC does Superman. Like, because it's supposed to be American superheroes. It's not supposed to be, like, it's in Japan, but it's not supposed to be like the typical Japanese take on superheroes. It's supposed to be like this whole big homage to American superheroes, and it's, like I said, they do fucking Superman better than Superman does Superman. It's like awesome.
What is that on, like, a network TV show? Is that a comic book?
Yeah, it's the manga. They have the manga, but I mean, I think they have it. It's all on like Hulu right now. I think they've been airing it. Yeah, they've been airing it on Hulu.
I'll check it out. At least I'll watch one episode or so.
It's good. It's a good show. The first 2 episodes are absolutely amazing. Like, the way they have the episode set up, the first season's only 13 episodes they did. I think it's on season 4 right now. Like, it just pulls you in so quick, and the first season's awesome because it had so many unexpected turns. Like, it doesn't really give away anything, but like, basically the whole idea is that 80% of the population has they call them quarks, but they're superpowers.
They're all quirky. They have their own individual quirks.
Yeah, and it's like this mutation, and 80% of the people, and like the majority of people, just do their day-to-day life. They don't really use their quirks, or they're not superheroes. But then there was rise of villains and superheroes and all this stuff, and
that's how I thought My Boys, or not My Boys, The Boys.
Yeah,
My Boys was a different TV show altogether.
Yeah.
From TBS way back in the day. Not way back in the day, but you know what I mean. But that's what I thought from the trailers, that The Boys was going to be. Like, it was a day-to-day, everyday thing, and there were people living life with powers, and they just chose not to use it. Or, like, it was going to be people are flying to work and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I was way off on that one when that trailer came out. I was like,
this will be
interesting.
That's what My Hero Academia really is. And it's like, there's this whole overarching story, all this stuff, but, like, you follow, and I won't give too much away, but you follow, for at least the first 2 episodes, this kid Deku, who is he's quirkless. He's part of the 20%, but all he wants to be is a hero. And it goes through him, and like he winds up getting powers and stuff. But the powers, like, they're extremely powerful, but in the beginning of the whole run, they hurt him at the same time. So every time he's using it, he's breaking arms and like fracturing things, and just like
arm fall off boy.
Yeah, but it's really cool. It's a really, and the first 2 episodes are just phenomenal. I'm meaning to do a YouTube video on just like what it is, and like all the metaphor in it, and the way they have all the characters. It's a really, really good show. It's a really good show. Anyone who hasn't watched it should definitely watch it if they like any of that kind of stuff. But
I'll check it out. I'm sure it's, based on your opinion, much better than this new DC's Harley Quinn show.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Now, before we get into John's disgust of this show, who didn't even finish the first episode, I liked it, but I also really don't like it. And I think my dislike is stronger than my like.
Yeah.
I like it simply for the fact that it's a cartoon with gore.
Right.
And, real, I guess, language. Like, the way people really would talk. Except at the same time, it's overusing all of that.
Right.
Specifically, like, I feel like they wanted to make this show, like, as if Deadpool was watching it. Like, oh, he'd be like, Deadpool would love this. Like, it's using the word fuck and the amount of blood and gore. It's not really gore, but just blood, really. But, like, it's overused just for the sake of using it. Like, in the first 5 minutes of the episode, there's probably, like, 15 fucks.
Yeah. Yeah, if not more. And my thing with it is,
it's got a decent cast, though.
Yeah, I like
it's a voice actor,
and I like the fact that Diedrich Bader came back as Batman. Like, that's awesome to me. Yeah. That is the only saving grace of the show. is that he's playing Batman again because I was so upset when
From the Brave and the
Batman the
Bold.
Brave and the Bold died.
And for those who don't know him, he was also on the Drew Carey show.
Yeah.
And he does a lot of voice stuff.
Yeah. And I loved him as Batman for Batman Brave and the Bold. And I'm happy he's back. My problem is it's written fucking terribly. It is so bad and it's like a shitty sitcom that they tried to mix with like Aqua Teen and Hunger Force. And
it's a show designed to get women into comics.
But it's not, though.
Because, and I haven't seen the second episode, which did air. I will watch it tonight, probably. But the first episode was about getting over the Joker and their stupid relationship that every girl in the world always goes, I wish I had a relationship like Harley and the Joker. And you're like, no, you don't.
Right.
You don't want that relationship.
Right.
And this is showing that, no, you don't want this relationship. But it's definitely a girl show. More so than a guy show, I think. And this has nothing to do with women or guys.
Right.
But I feel like there's an audience that it's being driven towards. And it's like, hey, my girlfriend doesn't understand how I like comics so much. And my girlfriend doesn't know how I can watch cartoons all the time. Here you go, babe. Watch this.
Right.
And it's like, oh, I used to do that for my friend. I tried to get them out of a bad relationship because that was the whole point of this first episode.
Right.
And by the end of the episode, she is away from Joker. She changes her outfit, and she's basically the Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad. She's wearing the jacket and the short shorts and the hair and makeup and everything. So from there, it could be the next episode might be completely different than the first one. It might not be so lovesick and stupid, really bad plot, fucking writing. I don't know. I agree, it's not a good show.
The problem is
writing wise,
it's written like everything. It's written like a shitty sitcom. The entire show, all the dialogue, everything, like the beauty of, and it's the style of. It's all like the. It's obviously the cartooning is the same people who did Batman Brave and the Bold. It's very obvious, and it's a shame because that show was so good because it was meant to be like the Silver Age.
Yeah, that show was
Batman.
Purposely cheesy.
Right. And it works that way.
It's using the same animation, but it's not the same concept.
And like it feels like this like 80s sitcom or 70s sitcom, but written by the guys from like Aqua Teen Hunger Force or the adult. It's an Adult Swim show is really what it is, and that's why I don't think it's made towards girls, because it's written and sounds more like an Aqua Teen Hunger Force episode than anything else.
Yeah.
And it's just bad. It's not
So you're
funny.
saying that you're not a fan of Adult Swim?
No, I love it, but it's not done. This is not done well.
I'm not a big fan of Adult Swim.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force is amazing. Like, those shows are fantastic. This is trying to be one of those shows, but doing it so fucking poorly.
Like,
I did not
Adult
laugh
Swim shows
once.
have. It's just one of the things I don't like about Adult Swim shows,
Right.
is that they purposely, I feel like, make terrible animations.
Right.
And then they make, like Rick and Morty,
Right.
smart, decent animation.
There's another. It's a better example. It's supposed to try to be like almost a Rick and Morty or any of that shit.
But this show has really good animation.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going with this, but I know that the reason I hate most Adult Swim shows, like the Tim and Eric show, and even though they might be funny at times, I just can't get over how something so bad can be presented on television. Like, I could draw stick drawings, and if it was funny enough, get it on Adult Swim.
Right.
It's not like Metalocalypse was great,
right,
and it had real cartooning. But there's so many shows on Adult Swim that I can't really name because I don't watch it.
Right. I fell out of Adult Swim a while ago.
But regardless, we're not talking about Adult Swim.
Right.
We're talking about the Harley
My
Quinn
point
show.
is, like, it's trying to be one of those shows, and it's doing it so goddamn poorly. It's the writing, like you said, they say fuck. In the 10 minutes I watched it, or 15 minutes I watched of it, I have to say at least 30 or 40 times. Cursing for no reason.
Yeah,
like
they cursing for the sake of cursing.
Yeah, it doesn't make it funny. Like, that's the problem. Like, cursing
Like,
to
if they had a Deadpool
South-
cartoon, even the Deadpool cartoon would not do this.
Yeah, and not in the way that they're doing it. Like just going like
I heard you say South Park.
yeah, like South Park, but there's a difference with South Park. And if you notice, they don't curse like they used to in that show.
No, and when they did, they knew that it was getting bleeped. So
Right.
the more bleeps, somewhat could have been funny. Like,
And the funny
like,
part
the
about
funnier
that
it
is these kids running around cursing. Like I remember
Yeah.
when I first watched it. Like I was super young. I was probably like 10 years old.
Like
11
these
years old.
7-year-olds are cursing.
Yeah, and then that's why it was funny to me at that age. Like now that's not funny. Like
Little kids
know,
cursing is
yeah,
still hilarious.
I mean, it's still hilarious, but like they're a comedy group.
When my kid does it, it's absolutely amazing.
But this show just like
no, you're a fucking asshole.
yeah,
Like, shut
like,
up,
what
you're
the
grounded.
fuck do you think you're doing? Yeah, it's fucking. It's like it just doesn't work. It's not funny. Like. Because you're supposed to be like, oh, in shock and awe that's happening, but like, I didn't laugh once. I should be
I didn't laugh
laughing
once.
at my ass off at that show. Every goddamn 30 seconds, I should be howling in laughter. Nothing. Like, if it's not going to be funny, make it a serious show. Like, you know.
I feel like it could. I didn't know that it was going to be such a joke show.
Right.
I knew that there was going to be blood. I knew there was going to be cursing.
Right.
And I kind of thought that it was going to be more serious than it is. What? I don't know why I get Facebook notifications on my phone or my watch from people just posting on Facebook. It has nothing to do with me. I'm like, when did I sign up for that? I didn't. I've been friends with this person for 15 years. Why all of a sudden am I getting notified that they posted in a status update?
Right. Yeah.
Fucking stupid.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, so I thought the show was actually going to be a little bit more serious. I am curious to see where it goes. I will watch one more. I mean, I'll probably watch every episode just so that I'm getting my money's worth out of the DC Universe app.
Yeah.
Since it was like $70 for the year or something like that.
Yeah.
And fuck it. What else am I going to watch?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing.
I mean, everything on Disney Plus I've already watched.
Yeah, and there's not much on Disney Plus.
Not yet. They are adding stuff though. Like they added a bunch of content the first week of December.
Did they?
Not a bunch, but
A bunch of 20th Century Fox stuff, or
no, more like they added a few different Marvel movies that weren't on there. Like Ragnarok wasn't on there.
so they got.
And they're just adding
back.
more stuff onto it as they go, and I'm sure they will continue to add stuff
Right.
as it goes. But I've watched everything that I wanted to watch.
Yeah, I mean,
there's a lot of stuff I didn't watch that I said I wanted to watch, but then I was like, nah, I don't really want to watch. Like Darkwing Duck. I'm like, I watched an episode or two, and I was like, yeah, this isn't as good as I remember.
no, not at all. No, like it's fun, but like you're not gonna sit there and binge watch Darkwing Duck. It's it's not gonna happen. Yeah, I mean, there's not until they start releasing all the 20th Century Fox stuff. Like, and even that, they're not gonna. They're doing all the kid stuff, so they're gearing it. So you're not even gonna get a lot of anything over PG-13.
Well, all the over PG-13 content was supposed to go to Hulu back when they were putting out updates about Disney Plus before it was launched. Like a year ago, they were like, Disney Plus is coming in a year.
Yeah.
Here's how we're gonna do the platform: R-rated content, Hulu.
Right.
Anything under, Disney Plus.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen anything really being updated to Hulu so much. In fact, what's weird is Amazon Prime just added Captain America, the First Avenger, the Winter Soldier one. They added
as ones you can watch without paying for.
Well, if you're a Prime member,
right?
Yeah. So just like free movies.
Okay.
So, but like, and Thor 2 are on there. I'm like, it's weird that they just added this content that Disney Plus is, just released also.
Are those on Disney Plus?
Yeah.
That's weird that they have licensing for it.
But that's why I was like, it came out a week or two after Disney Plus launched, and Amazon has these Marvel movies that weren't previously on there.
Yeah, because they also don't have...
I was like, I would have much rather honestly watched it on Amazon, because Amazon is a lot more functioning
Yeah.
to scroll through, except for doing searches.
Right.
Amazon Prime search on any of the platforms is horrible because you have to use the voice activated. And then it brings up everything and not just the stuff that's like Prime members.
Right.
It brings up the stuff you still have to buy or rent. I'm
Yeah.
like, I didn't want this fucking content.
Yeah, it's annoying. Yeah, I don't know. There's like nothing on Disney. Aside from watching The Mandalorian, I haven't watched anything really on Disney Plus. I tried watching a couple things. And I'm just like, I don't want to watch any of this. Like,
I put on the Avengers cartoon.
Yeah.
Like at night when I'm laying down, get ready for bed, and I just leave that playing.
Yeah, I've had no desire to watch any of that. I tried to, had none. Didn't want to watch any of it at all. Like, it's really, I mean, I'm glad I got it for free, but it's really not worth it. Unless you're like I said, it's only worth it for The Mandalorian. That's it.
Yeah, I haven't even brought myself to watch the what is her name? Why can't I think of her name?
I don't know.
There's that Christmas movie with Bill Hader and
Noelle.
Anna Kendrick.
Yeah.
I don't have any interest in watching a Christmas movie, but Anna Kendrick is my favorite.
Okay, fair enough.
Like, female person in the world. I love everything about her.
Right.
So I would watch it, but I haven't been able to bring myself to watch it.
Yeah.
I don't know why I even brought this up.
Yeah, I don't know why you would have brought that up.
Well, we're talking about Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So, but The Mandalorian, yes, is fantastic.
Yeah,
we can segue
it's
into
great.
that.
Sure.
I just watched the 5th episode last night.
5th episode. It's probably the weakest episode to me.
I was gonna agree.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, not a good following to episode 4.
Yeah. It's definitely a weaker episode, but what I will say is that
They bring in Luke Skywalker.
the only weak part about it, to me, was the scenes at the junkyard or whatever, the mechanic. Those were the weakest parts about everything.
Yeah. The title was very appropriate, The Gunslinger.
Yeah.
Because it was very Western.
Well, yeah.
I mean, because we've talked about the show as kind of like a Western.
Yeah.
Like this show or this episode was more so kind of like a Western than anyone we've seen so far.
Right.
Even though it was the weakest episode.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
When-
Everyone's saying I guess at the end they're saying the possibility that
Luke Skywalker.
See, I was hearing, I heard Boba Fett.
Oh, see, I was thinking Luke Skywalker because I also saw the blurbs, but I didn't read anything. Whereas
Right.
Episode 5 teases major character.
Yes. What I've heard was that it's Boba Fett. I didn't read any of the articles though.
So I was looking at the legs
Yeah.
and the clothing. It was very much Luke Skywalker, and he's on. Is it Mos Eisley?
Tatooine.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're on
Planet.
Tatooine.
Yeah, they're on Tatooine. Which is where Luke's family was.
True.
And which is where he went at the end of the movie. The
end of Jedi? I don't remember
Yeah.
if that's what happened.
I'm pretty sure after they burned Vader, he went back home.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the story after that because they end it with Vader them burning and at the partying with the Ewoks.
But he
And
basically turns into Ben.
No,
At the end,
he's supposed to go. No, he goes off and creates a whole Jedi Academy and all that kind of stuff. He doesn't really turn into Ben Kenobi.
Yeah, but we don't know at what point this is. I mean, we know that it's following the events, and we know kind of around there. But
It's 6
in
years.
the Luke Skywalker series, like the new ones, we don't know how long it took for that academy to happen and everything.
So
like that.
this is 6 years. So Mandalorian takes place 6 years after the events of Jedi. So after they follow the Emperor, it's 6 years later. My guess is, I don't know. I know there's probably a number for how long after, but my guess is it's probably around 30 years after Jedi that Force Awakens takes place. So at this point, Luke would theoretically be in the midst of.
Yeah, but didn't they say
Jedi
in that
Temple.
Force Awakens and everything that Luke's Jedi class, like, he hadn't been doing it long. They said that Kylo Ren killed all of his students
And brought some with him, yeah.
and brought some with him.
Yeah.
So if it's 30 years later, he would have had 30 years of students that would be adults, Jedis out in the world.
Right,
There aren't any.
So most likely he's
I'm thinking he went home for a while first. Cleaned up his Uncle Ben's, his uncle's farm, whatever they were there.
Yeah, no, I think realistically, if he's anywhere, he's probably starting the Jedi Temple at that point.
It very well could be. I don't think it's Boba Fett, but
yeah, I don't know. What they're saying.
I don't necessarily believe that it's 100% Luke Skywalker, but I think it's Luke Skywalker currently. But it doesn't make sense for the rest of the show that if he saves this person's life,
right,
that Luke Skywalker's the one to do it, because this is another bounty hunter, or not bounty hunter. This is another mercenary.
Yeah, but it could be, if that's the case, it would be like, oh, he knows that he would know Baby Yoda's there, so he would be trying to find him. The similarities of this scene to the similarities of the when Ben Kenobi saves Luke Skywalker, right? It's very similar. Like they're kind of like in a canyon, right? Drags the body, like he comes out and he goes, whatever, and scares them away and saves Luke Skywalker. It's very similar to me. That I think it could be, and that they're not going to show him, but we're going to find out later that she recovered, she was saved, she's gone, and she's going to tell a story about it. I don't think the next episode is going to show her being taken care of. Yeah. I'm probably 100% wrong on all of this. I don't know. I guess because someone said
I'm not much of a theory person.
Yeah, I don't know. Someone said something about their spurs. You could hear like this. Like,
I didn't hear any or see any spurs.
Yeah. I guess that, like at the end, as it's walking, it sounds like the Mandalorian walking too. So that's why everyone's thinking it's Boba Fett. I don't know.
It was like black leggings and skinny.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't even remember it, to be honest with you, because I was like half watching it. And it was always at the end, so I probably like just somehow missed it. But I have to rewatch it anyway. Yeah, it's not. But I definitely.
It's not the most episode worth talking about so far.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like the whole idea of the other bounty hunter like going after him now. Like, he was helping him, and then he was like, "Fuck this, I'm gonna go after him." Or maybe that was his plan all along. We find out that he was actually like a legitimate bounty hunter, and just knew he was there and toying with him.
Could be. If it was his first bounty, right? I think he learned all that information when May from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. told him about it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Obviously, if it's his first bounty and all that, then. But I think I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But I mean, there's only 3 episodes left, so I'm seen 5 so far. It's not like I'm gonna bail out on the last 3 now.
Oh no, there's no way I'm bailing on it. Yeah. It just happened. There's always gonna be a weak episode, and this is hopefully the weakest, and we have nothing but good things to look forward to.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully. Yeah, I mean, forgot what I was gonna say. I thought Favreau came out and said something recently.
I thought he was supposed to be in the last episode.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought he was supposed to be in the episode. He was in episode 4, I think. Or no, maybe episode 3. I think he was one of the Mandalorians in episode 3.
Well, that's what I had said, that he was going to play a character where you didn't see his face. Yeah. And you were like, no, it's Jon Favreau. They're going to put him in there. Because we talked about how all these people were in The Last Jedi as as characters, and they were uncredited.
No, you thought it was going to be a non-speaking role, and I was like, he's going to have at least some sort of speaking role. And I think he was the bigger. He's the bigger Mandalorian in the episode. I think that's what it was.
I don't think I said non-speaking. I think I was just referring to the fact that you couldn't see their face.
Oh, maybe.
But
either way,
I don't know. That was like 2 weeks ago, so I can't remember that far back.
Yeah. Can't remember that far back either. Yeah, I just wish there was more on there. But what'd you think about the Black Widow trailer? It's like garbage.
I saw someone posted somewhere was someone put the Taskmaster's face on the outfit and was like, this is what it really should have looked like. And it was just a simple click and drag, like not a real thought out thing, just click and it would already have been better.
Oh my god.
But yeah, Taskmaster did not look that good. And honestly, I just don't care for a Scarlet Witch movie. Like, I don't think that her character is... Yeah, I'm sorry. Black Widow. I was thinking of her real name, Scarlett Johansson. I don't think that the Black Widow is a character that really deserved their own movie. It has nothing to do with the women of Marvel needing their own time to shine and spotlight and everything. I'm all for women's power and everything, but I just don't like Captain Marvel made sense because it's a very powerful character, and this movie is very actiony, is what it looks like. Right. But I would imagine that a Black Widow movie would be more like a James Bond movie, not filled with a lot of action, but more so just a spy-orientated movie with a little bit of action. This seems like it's, I mean, which I'm all for straight action movies all the way, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This whole, I think Scarlett Johansson deserves a movie. I think the problem is she's a good side character.
Yeah, well, Scarlett
She's a good ensemble. Awesome. She's a good ensemble character. I mean, I don't know. I've never read like the Black Widow comics.
Neither have I.
So I
didn't even know that they had specific Black Widow.
Yeah,
comics. I'm sure they do.
Like I know they did, and then they canceled them, and then they've come back, and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I don't like. I wouldn't. I don't know. Like, it's weird that they're doing it after Endgame. Like, if this was done 3-4 years ago, it would have made sense. It's also weird
that Taskmaster is the person. I mean,
and I just
don't see how the Black Widow could defeat Taskmaster.
Why?
Like,
because he's a man?
No, because his abilities are that he mimics and learns the abilities of everyone else that he fights.
Right.
She's not superpowered. She's just a martial arts person. I mean, and if someone is like, he has beaten so many superheroes before that we think that he's really going to get beaten by the Black Widow.
Well, that's why
he hasn't, like, there were people that he couldn't beat were like Captain America, Deadpool, and Spider-Man, because Captain America supposedly doesn't fight the same way more than once. He uses so many different maneuvers. Right. Deadpool is crazy, so you can't predict what he's going to do.
Right.
And Spider-Man is kind of similar to Captain America, but he follows his spider sense and gets warned for things. So he's constantly changing how he does things. Everyone else, it's like Iron Man learning everyone's moves with his, suit, and he can predict what they're going to do. That's what Taskmaster does.
Right.
What does the Scarlet Witch do?
Black Widow.
That's right. I keep fucking that up.
Well, I mean, and that's the craziest shit is that like I just said, she's better as an ensemble. They're literally just giving her another team.
Yeah.
She's got a Russian Avengers basically with her. Like, what? Like, She's
got one of her schoolmates from her Assassin's Guild from the Red Room.
And then you got Hopper there.
Yeah, which was weird because Captain Britain is what he's supposed to be.
I don't know. No, because he's Russian.
Yeah. I thought I saw someone post that he was Captain Britain, and I was like, but Captain Britain's never been out of shape like that.
Yeah.
But he's also Russian. But I found is extremely hilarious that Hopper was in this as a fat superhero.
Yeah.
Because he was quite vocal about the reason the Hellboy 2 being bad was because of Marvel.
Really?
He said all the hype for Marvel and gave unrealistic expectations like to this movie, Hellboy, or something about Marvel was I think they released a movie around the same time, and he was like, well, it's not that our movie was bad, it's just that we couldn't compete with the other movies.
He's playing Red Guardian.
Red Guardian, that's it.
Yeah, well, he's going to say that.
Yeah, but then he's in a Marvel movie.
Yeah, because he likes that money.
No, of course. But I'm not saying like I think it's strange that he chose to be in a Marvel movie. I think it's strange that Marvel put him in a movie after he was like, because they're very close knit about their family and how people are, what they say.
They're gonna listen.
They're gonna put anyone in anything. He's fucking.
He's hot shit right now.
So we're gonna find out that Stranger Things season 4, Hopper turned into Red Guardian. Because this movie takes place before the Avengers, remember?
Yeah, so. Everyone's been saying that everyone's been like, well, now we know where Hopper's been.
Yeah, where he's been, where he went.
I don't know. Like, I'll go see the movie. I'll see it in theaters because I think it's gonna be a movie. Like, it's gonna be a fun action movie, but like, and it's a Marvel movie, but. I don't know. It does not look promising.
I mean, I know we've discussed it before, but like Phase 4 of Marvel really doesn't have much I'm looking forward to movie-wise. Like,
even
a lot of
TV
good
show
shows.
wise.
I mean, they have some decent shows. I think I'm not necessarily excited for WandaVision, but I think Black Falcon and Winter Soldier is going to be a good show.
That'll be good just because that's going to, you're going to have to watch that for the main I mean, they've said you have to watch all of them for the main continuity now, but like, I don't know, like that'll be cool if they do it because I guess they're doing it like he's a fugitive, like they don't want him to have the suit and like they don't want him to be Captain America and he doesn't even want to be Captain America and like
yeah, but he's not going to give the shield to
that's from what I understand, that's what they're doing, but like I don't know, I don't really have a desire to see that, to be honest. Like, I mean, it's going to be all right. I'm more
interested in their TV shows coming out than I am in their movies coming out. I mean, I think that the Doctor Strange movie is going to be awesome.
Maybe.
But then that's about it. I mean...
I'm excited for the She-Hulk show.
Yeah, She-Hulk's going to be great. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with her.
I hope they just do a legal procedural, to be honest with you. Like... Make it a legal procedural that just happens to have the fucking She-Hulk in it.
I'm curious if Mark Ruffalo is going to be in it.
He said he's open to it.
Or if the Hulk will be in it at all. I imagine that they would have to.
Yeah.
For the origins and everything.
Yeah. And he said he's willing to do it. So it's not like he's, they asked him about it and he's like, yeah, he goes, I'll happily go and do that, do that show. Yeah, it's really the only one I'm looking forward to.
I did hear that the WandaVision one is going to be exploring a lot of the chaoticness of her powers, and we might actually though see a Wanda who is much more like the comic book version.
Interesting, where she
like with her hex abilities and augments reality than she has been in the movie so far. So that is actually one thing, because I did watch the like on Disney Plus, they have a whole thing for Marvel, and they put in the Comic-Con stuff,
right?
Where they introduced the shows, and brought out the actors, and talked about what each show was going to be about. And the description of the WandaVision, was much better than what I was thinking.
Right.
And they did talk about how they were going to get into the weirdness of her powers. I always want to say mutant powers, but she's not a mutant in this universe.
Right.
So I'm going to give that a shot. But I mean, in terms of movies like Shang-Chi, or did I even say that right?
Yeah, Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
I mean, that'll be cool if we get the... I'm actually kind of interested in the Shang-Chi one, just because they said they're actually going to put the legitimate Mandarin in.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah. So
I mean, I'm interested in that movie for what it's going to be versus excited that it's another Marvel movie. Like, I think it'll be a cool movie, but when I think of it, I don't think, oh, this is going to be, he's going to be in the next Avengers movie, because there isn't one.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'm not...
Galaxy 3.
Guardians 3, no, it'll be all right.
Yeah, it'll definitely be all right.
Depending on what they do.
Stoked for it.
Yeah. I mean, I could give a shit less about the Eternals.
Yeah.
I could care less about that. I don't even know what that movie would be about. I don't know. Are they going to be grieving Thanos' death because he's an Eternal? It's like, I don't know.
I would have much rather had an Inhumans movie versus that garbage TV show that we got.
Yeah, I didn't even watch the show. It's bad.
Yeah.
That bad, huh?
Yeah. It got canceled before the third episode even aired on television.
Jesus Christ.
It could have been like, it was just really horrible acting. Not to say that any of the actors in the show were bad actors.
Right.
It just wasn't put together well. I feel like it was also rushed because that was supposed to be a movie. Right. It was labeled as a movie for a very long time, and then it was, oh, we're going to Fox.
Yeah.
And then it was garbage. It was like Hawaii 5-0.
Ugh.
Because a lot of it took place in Hawaii, I think.
That's weird. But, yeah, I mean, aside from that, I'm not really excited for anything whatsoever coming up in Marvel. I mean, the Thor movie, maybe. We'll see.
Well, the Thor movie is going to be Lady Jane Thor.
Yeah, but Thor's still going to be in it?
Oh, of course.
So, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. See, my problem with that is, too, like, here's my big problem with the Thor Love and Thunder and giving Natalie Portman that, right?
Never read it, so I don't really
supposedly know. Like, there's a lot of people like it, a lot of people hate it. It's just it's a controversial book. Like, it's just kind of what it is. But like, she dies at the end of it. She's riddled with cancer throughout the whole story, and like, using the power, like, that's the whole point of the book, is that like, she's dying, Thor's gone, she's the only one worthy to wield the hammer, and using the powers are killing her. They're exacerbating her cancer. So like, all the, like, it's basically like she's going through chemo, getting better, using the powers, and it's reversing all the effects of the chemo, and she dies. Like, are you really gonna kill Natalie Portman off?
Probably.
No, they're gonna give her a 5-movie deal.
No, because she already had a contract with Marvel, and she was very vocal about how she was didn't like her Marvel deal because they barely used her for things. Like, they used her name and stuff, but didn't put her in the movies. And then she said, I think she had said something about she was finally happy to hear that she was going to get her own movie. But I don't think she's going to sign another deal or keep it going. I think that this movie, she still has in the contract that she's supposed to appear in so many movies.
Right.
And this will probably be the last one.
You think so?
Could be.
Yeah, but I mean, why would you...
She's been pretty vocal about how she didn't like her Marvel deal.
Yeah, but now she's got a movie. She's got her own movie. Yeah, she's going to have her own franchise. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, the beauty of that story is that she winds up dying at the end. That, like, it's this, like, she's riddled with cancer and then just dies. Like, that's the whole, like, I don't know. Like, she doesn't get better. Like, it's not even, it's just the point that, like, she's going to keep doing it. She does it until she dies, and she keeps going because, you know, Thor is needed. You know, and if Thor can't
be there,
then she'll do it in the interim, even if it kills her. And it does. I don't think that they're going to do that with Natalie Portman. I think they're going to make this movie, and they're going to make 4 more with her. And just, I don't think they're going to, I mean, the script hasn't been written. I don't think they have the balls to do that. I don't think that, even in 2 movies or 3 movies, I don't think they have the balls to have her have cancer. Like, her be riddled with cancer and taking up this mantle like that. I don't think they have the balls to do it. I really don't.
It's possible. It really probably is going to depend on her contract.
Yeah.
Whether or not they do it. I mean, if anything, I would be more excited for, and I know it's not actually called this, but as Guardians of the Galaxy. Putting Thor on the team would make the Guardians of the Galaxy movie just that much better.
I think, he's going to be in it.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's no real official details yet, I don't think.
No, I think they said that they're keeping it with where Hemsworth is going to be in the Guardians movie, I believe.
See, that'll be good. I just hope they don't make it so jokey like they did with Ragnarok.
Well, I mean, it's James Gunn, so it's going to be the same as the other two.
And speaking of Ragnarok, I know there's no way that they could have done it, but since they did Planet Hulk in there kind of, just a little bit, they really should have put Beta Ray Bill in there.
Well, they kind of did it.
Yeah, but they couldn't because of Stormbreaker. Stormbreaker is the name of Beta Ray Bill's hammer.
That's right.
So Beta Ray Bill never gets this hammer because Thor gets it created for himself, whereas it was created specifically for
Beta Ray Bill
because he was worthy enough to pick up Thor's hammer.
Right. I mean, you saw Beta Ray. He was etched into like the Monument of Champions or whatever. So
yeah, but that's not enough for me. I'm thinking like, oh, it would have been so cool to see Beta Ray Bill, in an action scene wielding Stormbreaker, but
true.
They couldn't do that obviously because Stormbreaker was a part of Endgame or the wrap up.
Yes, yeah. Because it was part of. No, because you got Mjolnir destroyed in Ragnarok, and he didn't get anything back until
Infinity War.
Yeah,
so the wrap
Infinity
up.
War.
That's what I'm calling it, the wrap up.
Right. Yeah, I mean that would have been cool. That would have been too weird though. And
then again.
And like, how do you? That's so much to explain.
Well, yeah, but
it's like trying to explain the whole like Thanos being in love with death thing. Yeah. Like,
too much to explain.
It's way too much to explain.
I mean, that's like saying there were so many people involved with the Infinity War, and the Infinity Gauntlet in the comics that it's not possible to have done it for the screen.
Right.
Just the same way Civil War was like this hour-and-a-half movie with so little characters with just a small little plot.
Right.
I don't really think it deserved the title Civil War. It was more like friends having a fight.
Yeah.
Because Civil War was the entire Marvel universe.
Right. And you have such a small amount of
and
you have such a small amount of cast right now as far as people who are in the universe that it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. It was a movie that was too soon.
Yeah. It definitely was, but the problem is it's like
it's a seller though.
You got to do it because it's like how long, like you say, I mean it's like how long do you have those characters for and the people that are playing it, which like
how many Avengers storylines are worthy enough of putting on the big screen?
There's probably
with the amount
of
characters that they had at the time and that people would know.
I mean,
like Civil War, that's a title that grabs you, and it's a title that every comic book nerd is going to be like, Civil War is being made into a movie?
Right.
Fuck yeah.
And they did it. They just, adapted it into a different way, which it's fine.
No, of course it's fine. I'm just saying, like, those two stories, Infinity Gauntlet and Civil War, were much, much, much bigger events in reality than they were for the movies.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, if they waited and they had a much larger cast of people, like say, and they released in 2025, for example, and they have all these additional characters, it would at that point be too much. Like, it wouldn't just be like a 2-movie deal. It would have to be more.
Yeah.
Because there's so much content.
There really is.
So much storytelling, so much stuff to understand why it's happening.
Well, I mean, like, look at how long it took. And here's a segue into the Crisis event that's happening tonight. You know what I mean? It starts tonight. It took them 9 years and it's going to be going through 8 different television shows. You know what I mean? Like, what is it? It's 8, right?
Yeah,
Arrow,
that's
Flash,
doing it right.
Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, Legends, Black Lightning, Batwoman, and am I missing any more?
Is Constantine in it?
Yeah, but he's not. He's been like part of Legends.
Yeah.
And Arrow.
In terms of the actual shows, no, I think you named them all.
Yeah, so it's like they're doing 6 hours to dedicate.
Yeah, they're doing it right.
Not
to say that Marvel did it wrong, because those are movies.
Well,
TV,
but actually, I take that back, because if you think about it, Marvel did 6 hours. Years. Yeah, Marvel took 15 years, but they also did 6 hours. But they took 6 hours and just building up 30 characters, 40 characters at this point, that are going to be part of this. And realistically, it took them 20 years to do. You know what I mean? Like, it all starts in Smallville. I'm
stoked for it.
Like, and if they really wanted to, they could have put all of them in there.
Oh, yeah.
Every character that they could have got, like they had and that they've used, every superhero that we've seen, since Superboy, Smallville on.
I really wish they found a way to bring Swamp Thing back.
Yeah.
For that event. I know it wasn't the same platform and it wasn't the same universe.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't make sense, but that would have just been so cool. Just knowing that since Swamp Thing got canceled, be like, because that's what they did for Constantine. They were like, ooh, right. Constantine got canceled, let's pull him into our family.
Yeah.
They could have been like, ooh, let's pull Swamp Thing into our family. But there's probably contractual rights and everything, just like how Marvel can't use any of the Defenders content for 6 years.
Yeah, but I mean, that's also different because DC owns all that anyway. So it's not like DC owns the app and they own the...
No, but it's about what the contracts are for different television networks and everything.
Yeah, but CW is owned by DC and WB. It's all the same. It's all... So there is no contract. I mean, it's...
So then they should have done it.
Yeah, they should have. That's why, it doesn't make sense as to why, all the shows aren't just intertwined together because they're all, and why they all aren't on CW or whatever. Why Titans never got picked up for CW. It made no sense. I'm happy it didn't.
I feel like... I like how gritty Titans is. But I feel like it would have been a little bit of a better show if it was on CW, to be honest.
It would be a different show.
A completely different show.
I don't think it would be as good. I don't think it would be
as real, as gritty, and as relatable. Because I don't look at the CW shows and go, oh yeah, this is relatable very often.
Yeah.
Sometimes with Barry Allen. Sometimes with Oliver Queen, but realistically, more like their sidekicks, you kind of feel a little bit more relatable to. But in Titans, you're like, oh yeah, this is definitely how it would happen in real life.
Yeah, and I just don't.
It would not be pretty.
I don't think it would have been good if they tried doing a soapy kind of that show like they did for CW. I don't think it would work. I think the way they have it set up, regardless of what people think about the story or whatnot, I actually really like it the way everything's going. I think it's bullshit that they killed Donna Troy so quickly. I hope to God she's not dead. She better not be. And she does come back to life at one point, so that's not so whatever. They'll probably bring her back. But I'm really, you know what? The last couple episodes really got me on board with the dude playing Batman.
Yeah.
I did not like him initially, but what got me on board was that hallucination scene he had when he was fighting Batman.
And they were dick.
Yeah,
it was great.
It was
he was a dick to dick.
Yeah, but it was I believed him being Batman.
Yeah,
I believed
the way he would talk and the way he believes in what he's doing. Yes, I agree. I believe that he is Batman.
Yeah, it was the first time I was like, all right, this is fucking Batman. This is him. I still think he's a little too old, but he fucking. I actually started really liking him because I did not like him in the beginning. The first couple times we saw him, I really didn't, but he grew on me by that episode. I like that Jericho's back. Curious to see what they're going to do with him.
Yeah, I was curious. I was
hoping they would do that because they did that in the comics.
Yeah. So you said.
Yeah.
I was like, when I got to that part of the episode and they were, he gets pulled out of Deathstroke, and now he's inside of
Rose.
He could have then gone in to Donna Troy, dead body.
Yeah, that would have been a little too weird.
Yeah, but he's already in a woman's body. Sharing a body with a woman.
Yeah, but it's weird. Sharing a body with his sister versus
Because all, like, realistically, at this point, all they have to do is find someone who's in a coma or someone who's brain dead, transfer him into that body, and he would be himself again, but as a different actor.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be.
I have a feeling that they're gonna do something with Cadmus and get a cloned body or something. I know in the comics at one point they put him into Match's body, which matches like the Bizarro for Superboy. Like he was in that body for a while, but then like he couldn't keep control over it. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what body they put him into, or if he's just like, oh, I'll just jump in and out of people, or like when they're fighting, he'll jump into people, or whatever it is, and just hang out in Rose's body for a while. But
it's gotta be weird.
Yeah,
being in your sister's body,
right?
Sharing it with her,
right? She's out banging a whole bunch of people. Yeah. It's like, what do you like?
She's going to bang fucking Robin.
Yeah, it'll be weird.
I didn't understand Donna Troy's death, though. I mean, Connor was there. He could have easily grabbed the thing instead of her.
Also,
he watched it happen.
Also, and that shouldn't kill her.
Yeah, it's just electricity.
Like, that should not have killed her. That's what pissed me off the most. I was like, no, she can't be dead. I was like, that is not enough to kill an Amazon. There's no way that was enough to kill an Amazon.
And nobody did anything. They all stood there and watched. Like, I feel like...
And it was so quick.
Her being electrocuted was not that quick. I feel like it took a while. Like...
It didn't, though. It was like 30 seconds. I'm like, oh, wow, that was fucking... Or 30 seconds. I was like, oh...
Yeah, well, 30 seconds is
not
a
even.
while, though.
Not even.
In the world
I'm saying 30 seconds for the whole scene. That was 30 seconds for the whole scene of her seeing it, running, going for it, grabbing it. It starts electrocuting her. It's done 5 seconds later.
All right, Connor, what are you doing? Where were you? I know you just came back and you're out of it and everything, but...
Yeah, I don't know. It was not. I don't know.
It was stupid.
Like, it was such a lame way for her to die. And you know something? As I think about it, it was a lame way for Garth to die, too. Fucking Aqualad should have died a different way. That was stupid as well. I did not like that at all. And I'm kind of mad we don't get more of him, too. Like, that's the one problem I have, if anything. Like, they're playing it off as this is the new Teen Titans set, right? It's the new Teen Titans series, so it's after all this stuff happens, after all these people die. So we're supposed to care about Garth dying. We have which no one has any, unless you watch the comics, and they're banking on that people have seen the comics. Or read the comics. It's really what it comes down to.
Right, I've seen comics. They're in shops.
Yeah. Like you have him dead, and like it just you spend no time with him. Like, I don't know. Are you gonna bring Cyborg in? Are they gonna bring Cyborg in from the Doom Patrol show? Are they gonna bring him over? Because it was the next one to come in, or another one to be part of the new Teen Titans. Like, what are you gonna do about Speedy, Arsenal? Like, he winds up coming back. Kid Flash, like all these people who were originally in the Titans. Like, I don't. Are they even gonna address them? Are they not?
Yeah, none of their outfits were hanging up.
Yeah, none of them were in there, which is kind of annoying.
Garth's was, right? Aqualad's was hanging up.
Yeah.
And that's why they put her rope back in there.
Yeah.
Magic lasso.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because the
But
Titans.
the other ones weren't in there.
Yeah. So maybe they were. I guess they just weren't part of it. Yeah, because that's a Titans like kind of coined that thing. Like they memorialized their dead and all that kind of stuff. But like, yeah, I don't know. That's the one thing I'm kind of curious about. Like, because those are characters I would want to see. I want to see Wally West. I want to see Roy Harper there too, because they're all they were all originally part of that. And I get that they couldn't use them or they didn't want to use them or whatever, but like, fucking just do it. Like, put them in.
I mean, if it's a different universe, there's no reason that they couldn't have used them just because those characters are on the CW.
Yeah. And like,
especially
honestly,
Wally, because Wally's walked away for the most part.
That's right. He has
the Flash,
and he
was on Legends for a bit, but I think he's off of that now.
He's off of it again.
Yeah,
because I haven't watched this season at all.
I think he is. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because he hasn't been in Flash this season whatsoever. Well, I mean, the good thing is too that at the end of the season, they'll be able to use Roy Harper. Because Arrow's going to be over, so they'll have access to Roy Harper again, unless they wind up using him in that new show that they're doing.
I really like the guy who plays Roy Harper.
I do too.
I would hate to see him go, but of course, if they brought him into Titans, they wouldn't use the same actor.
No,
but it would be awesome. I mean, but that's like how it always goes. We always see people in something and we go, that's who I think should play that person after a while, and we don't want to see anyone else. There are tons of people that could do Roy Harper. He's not a hard looking character to.
Maybe they'll actually find a couple redheads to play the parts they're supposed to play.
Oh, poor redhead over here.
Yeah, I mean, they fucking Roy Harper, a redhead. They make him a brunette. Wally West. They don't just make him a brunette. They make him a black kid. Like, what the fuck? Like, the only two redheads in the whole goddamn universe. You gotta you gotta change. Like, what the fuck's going on here? It's bullshit.
Well, we haven't seen Guy Gardner yet. You got him to look forward to still.
Probably be a Asian pansexual, non-binary something. It's not because of that. Any of that's bad. It's because they just keep changing all redheaded characters.
Yeah, Corey from Titans. She wasn't really a redhead, but she was orange.
Yeah, but she's got red hair.
Yeah.
But no, redheaded males. They have a problem with them. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Well, it's just a little bit off topic, but it's still within the same realm.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Jimmy Olsen, also a redhead. Has never been really portrayed as a redhead other than the originals. Even then, I don't think he was. No,
not once. But, and then they make him a black guy.
Yeah, but in Superman Returns, which is now on Netflix again.
Yeah,
I do like the guy they got to play Jimmy Olsen.
Oh yeah, they got the little brother of the dude who played Iceman, right? Or is it the same guy?
No,
or the twin?
No, different actor. This is the kid from Wrist Cutters, A Love Story, and no, it's not him either.
I thought it was the dude.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. The brother. Yeah,
it's the little brother of the dude who plays Iceman. They look identical.
Yeah, well, that dude also has an identical brother.
Then it's the identical brother who's in it.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah. This is the dude from Love and Mercy from the Beach Boys movie.
Are you sure?
Bobby Drake from the X-Men trilogies was... That actor has a twin brother.
Yeah, and I thought he was...
Whether these guys are related, I don't know. I'm just saying it wasn't the twin.
Huh.
I'll look it up.
I could have sworn he was in Superman Returns. Look it up, motherfucker.
Sam Huntington.
Sam Huntington. I don't know. I haven't seen Superman Returns in
this guy.
Oh yeah, that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Swiss Army Man.
Yeah. He's good. Yeah.
That show about the werewolf and the vampire.
He's gonna be Riddler.
Yeah, the Riddler.
Yeah, or at least they think it's Riddler. I don't think they announced what he's specifically gonna be yet.
I think it is Riddler, but I don't know. I like this guy, Sam Huntington.
Yeah, he's good.
He played a pretty good Jimmy Olsen because he can play such a dork when he needs to.
Yeah. He's in that movie Fanboys, which was really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that movie was great.
That movie's fantastic. A lot of people have never seen that movie, and it's such a shame. And I love the ending of that movie where they're sitting and watching Star Wars Episode 1, and they just look over and he just goes, but what if it sucks?
Which is my whole theory on the
Snyder Cut. Yeah.
Is that we're all going to be watching it when it comes out, and right beforehand, I'm going to look at you or anyone else around and go, but what if it sucks?
Yeah. Like, cause that's...
And it's going to turn into another Phantom Menace? No!
Like, it's just... yeah, and we've been talking about that for weeks, which... Perfect segue, but Zack Snyder came out with a picture, and I'll post it in here, of the actual reels for...
3.5 hour long movie, he said.
3.5 hour long. He showed all the reels. It's done. It's completed. It's there or whatever. It still needs some things done, but it's done. Whatever. Like,
it's happening apparently. I guess HBO Max.
I heard those rumors, but I don't know if that's going to be actually the case.
I saw the article that says Zack Snyder shuts down all the rumors, but I didn't open it because I also felt like it was another clickbait article.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's. You're right though, man. Like we're all talking about how much we want to see, it, but it's like, what happens when it sucks?
Yeah.
Or if it sucks? Like, what if it's just garbage? What if it's just as shitty as anything as Suicide Squad or whatever?
What if it's the same movie as regular Justice League, just longer?
Yeah, I don't think it's that at all. But
I mean, in that regard though, Justice League movie was bad.
Right.
The director's cut, just that extra 30 minutes or so that they put in there, made a lot of the movie make more sense.
You mean for Batman v Superman?
Yeah, Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what I was thinking of. Batman vs. Superman is a movie that I don't think was that great.
Right.
But when you watch the director's cut of it with all the stuff in the movie...
Right,
you're
and in order.
Like, oh my God, yeah, in order, instead of just as deleted scenes.
Yeah, no, well, they also, because they actually reordered some of the movie. So, like, the director's cut is the way it's supposed to be shown. The theatrical release, they actually rearranged scenes that were in it, and they fucked up the actual story.
So the director's cut made so much more sense. It answered some questions that were like, what?
Yeah.
Why? But and also they put Jimmy Olsen as a CIA agent. Like, what was that about?
I don't know. Yeah, that was. I mean, they were just
really.
Yeah.
The very beginning of this movie, Jimmy Olsen has a camera. He's with Lois Lane, and you find out he's CIA, and he gets killed. And you're like, that is not the Jimmy Olsen I want.
So, I don't know if they actually said whether or not that was Jimmy Olsen. 2, if it was. I remember it seemed like, I don't know. No, never mind. I was going to say it seemed like it wasn't really supposed to be like his idea or whatever, but now that I'm remembering the scene, that's not the case. But I don't know. It just wasn't him. That's all I think. It just wasn't really him, but who the hell do I know? What the hell do I know? Like...
I mean, either way, Snyder Cut. I'm excited for it. I can't wait to see it. But if we ever get to see it? But I mean, bottom line, the answer to the question is, what if it sucks? The answer is, it sucks. Nothing. There's nothing there.
Yeah,
like, who cares?
It's gonna be, a lot of people are gonna care. It's gonna cause a whole nother thing. The real thing is, what if it's really good? Because I've been thinking about your question, but like, my thing is like, what if it was really, really good?
Then he gets to make more movies.
No, he doesn't. That's it. Like, what are they going to do? Bring the whole cast back, all the cast back, get Ben Affleck back on board and continue going?
No, but they could tell him, let him do
universe?
like a Green Lantern universe. Like,
no, you can't. I mean, what are you going to do? Like, you had him at the helm. You had this whole plan on what he was going to do. Like
And
all
if
this
it is
stuff.
really good and they let him, then they would have to botch all their upcoming movies and start.
And they're not going to do that. That's why they don't want to release it. That's 100% why they don't want to release it. Because they are terrified that if the movie comes out and it is just amazing, like, and people love it, what's that going to say about the way that, about them? It's 100%. Everyone would lose complete faith in the WB right after they had a couple hits with Wonder Woman and Shazam, and technically Aquaman, regardless if you like the movie or not. Like, the movie made $1 billion.
I thought it was a good movie.
Like, it was fine. It got better when I realized that I could, like, because that movie is ridiculous, and like some of it's not great. But like if you realize that it's Aquaman telling the story, like it kind of it lets you forgive a lot of things because you go, oh yeah, he's an arrogant prick who would tell this ridiculous story, and just this completely over the top shit that's going on.
Yeah.
So you can kind of get away with, oh yeah, that's why all this stuff is kind of weird and like the acting isn't as great or some of the line whatever, because you could just be like, oh yeah, it's just him telling an obnoxious story. But
I liked it. I thought it was a good movie.
It was fine. But like they are not going to put that out.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the other thing.
And have it be better.
They don't have any other movies yet. They have the idea for movies. They're put out release dates for them, but nothing's been done yet.
Well, the Batman is in pre-production.
Yeah, pre-production. But that movie doesn't have to be the same. It doesn't have to be Ben Affleck's Batman. It could just be a Batman standalone movie like Joker.
Yeah.
That doesn't have to relate to that universe. I mean, realistically, you could just make it a trilogy. You could do Superman, Batman vs. Superman, Justice League, ends the trilogy, ends the series. After that movie's out, there is no more.
Yeah, but they're making another Aquaman. They're making another Shazam.
And Wonder Woman.
They're making another Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman 1985 is pretty much done.
It's coming out next year. Like, they're making all these movies that all tie into those universes. Yeah,
but so this Batman
that universe
isn't going to be tied to that.
From what we understand, it is.
Ugh.
But it's also taking place in 1996.
So, I mean, then that's fine. So, if he comes in and it's another Justice League with all those people, it doesn't necessarily have to have an effect. Because Wonder Woman's 1985, Batman's 1996. This is adult them.
True.
And then even then Joker was, 1980? Something?
Yeah, I think it takes place 82.
Yeah, so I know they have a Green Lantern movie planned.
Yeah, Green Lantern Corps.
So that could easily tie right in.
Right.
I mean, it could be done. I get your question though, like what if it's really good?
That's the problem. That's the big problem. That's why I don't think they're going to release it. That's my thing. They won't release it because regardless if it's good or not, they are afraid that it's really good and it's going to just destroy them. Because at that point everyone loses faith in Warner Brothers completely on their decisions with the superhero franchises, with any of that stuff. And now you have to backtrack. Now you have to try to get Zack Snyder to come back. And you really think Zack Snyder's going to come back after the way they treated him? Because from what the shitty part about everything is, the shittiest part about this is that they basically used the death of his daughter to fire him. That's the fucked up part about it.
Yeah.
That's the really fucked up part about all this. And that would prove that. It would absolutely prove it if they release that movie. 100%. Especially if it's a better movie. Like, it.
And then there's Josh Whedon. Like, what
yeah.
happens to him if this movie is so good?
Well, you know something? I don't even, like, I feel like, here's the thing about him. One, I don't blame him for taking a paycheck. Two,
Not at all.
I don't think he even wanted to really do that. Realistically, I think the fact is he wanted to do the Batgirl movie, and that was his. And they've said that was his way to get his Batgirl movie. I'll do this for you.
He came in and they said you have to do these things, get it done, and he had to do it.
Well, no, that was the deal. Just so he can give they wanted him in, but he said, "Listen, the only way I'm gonna do this." They wanted him to come redo the movie, and he said, give me Batgirl. Let me do a Batgirl movie," and that's what they did. They greenlit the Batgirl movie for him, and then that went to shit. Because he's not doing that anymore. But like, it's not good. The Warner Brothers has.
They don't have a very good track record.
They don't. They try to.
Suicide Squad got reshoots and everything afterwards because it was too dark.
They say he says the craziest part is David Ayer says he's standing by the cut. He's like, no, that's the cut I wanted. That's the blah 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 blah. And I'm like, really? Like, you're really gonna stand by it? And like, that's the movie that you wanted to put out when you had this whole other version of the movie that you wanted to do, and like, where Joker was gonna be the bad guy, and like the studio told you no, like you filmed most of it, and then they made you change it, and like it was weird.
You wanted it to be another Josh Trank's fucking Fantastic Four?
Yeah.
That's what you wanted?
Yeah. Which he had shit to say too. Which was really funny.
I know. Yeah, I think we talked about that last week. Or the last episode.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I hope that they put the Snyder Cut out somewhere. I really don't think they're going to. It would look too terrible for them. It really would.
It will get released somehow, though. I mean,
so. There's so many movies out there that have been made that we have never seen.
But I don't mean necessarily officially released.
I don't even think that
someone's gonna leak it.
I don't think so. No, because Zack Snyder's the only one who is the one who has the cut, but he can't legally do anything with it.
But he's shown it to people.
Right.
Thus, people can go into a movie theater and bootleg.
Yeah, but he hasn't been showing it to people in movie theaters.
No, I know.
He's been showing it privately.
But it's on a computer. It's on a system somewhere. It's on a DVD. It can be stolen. It can be released. Eventually, if it never ever gets released, someone's going to. How many movies have had bootlegs or parts of their movie shown beforehand? I mean, it's the whole reason why Marvel has such a crackdown on their films is because they don't want stuff getting out. But music, movies, they've been being put out for years. I mean, of course there are hundreds of thousands of movies that we're never going to see that are completed, but they were never released. This has been released. Someone's going to find a way to put it out there eventually. It doesn't matter if it's next year or 15 years from now or somewhere down the line it will get put out, whether it's official or not. More likely to be an unofficial version will be put out.
Maybe. I think that Snyder has his hands on it, and I don't think it's going anywhere. Whether or not it's on a computer or not, I mean, right now, who the hell knows? Because what he showed us was pictures of the actual reels themselves. So, I don't know.
But we've seen still shots.
Right.
And they're not taken from a screen like with a camera or a phone.
Right. I don't know. I don't know whether or not someone will. I don't think that's going to be something that'll get like weirdly released. I think that thing is so under lock and key that you're not going to see like some bootleg copy of it down the road, like the Fantastic Four movie. Like
the old one.
Yeah, like that really shitty one from 1991 that was never released, but someone somehow got a copy of it.
That's so
really
bad.
Weird. But I don't.
There was a Justice League one like that too.
Justice League TV show. It aired like 2 episodes. It's fucking horrendous.
Absolutely horrendous.
Comically bad. Yeah, I don't see it getting released though. I don't. And my problem is like, even if it did, like, all it's gonna do is make it, like, it's gonna make me just want to see another Ben Affleck Batman movie that I'm never gonna get to see. Like,
fucking love me some Batfleck.
Dude, he was so good.
So good.
Here's
the thing, and I don't know if we've ever talked about this, but it's so hard to get someone who has an alter ego perfect for the screen. Like, it's so hard to get a good Spider-Man and Peter Parker.
Right.
Batman, Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Like, we have it. It's Ben Affleck.
It just doesn't.
The very moment they announced Ben Affleck was going to be Batman and the world went into fucking uproar.
Yeah.
I was like, you're all dumb.
Yeah.
You're all fucking dumb.
Yep.
Batfleck is such a good idea. Yes. Why did I never think that he would have been a Batman beforehand?
Oh my god. When I saw it, I was like, you know what? Yes.
Finally.
I was like, this is perfect. Everyone was going nuts. I was like, this is the perfect fucking casting. It's exactly who I want playing my Batman.
And then they did The Flash. And it was like, God damn it. Why would you put him as Flash?
Yeah, that was weird. Like, the way they wrote him, the way they did him, I didn't really.
So not Barry Allen.
It was just not Barry Allen at all.
At all, not at all.
Yeah, he was the weakest part of it, which was a shame. I mean, Gal Gadot was cast fantastically. The cyborg stuff, apparently, I don't know. Like,
that's one thing I'm really curious about for the Snyder Cut is how Cyborg is, because I hated him in Justice League.
Yeah, but they gave him like a full 30 minutes just to himself. Like, I mean, there's an hour and a half of that movie that's not there.
Yeah,
like, that's a whole nother movie. You know what I mean? Like,
but I mean, ultimately, I didn't like the way he looked.
Yeah,
it was just not done well.
Yeah,
I was like, dude, if you could make RoboCop in the 80s,
yeah, like,
you can make a better Cyborg than you did in 2017.
Yeah, and they did him better in Doom Patrol. He looked better in Doom Patrol than he did in the movie.
It's a costume. It's not just parts of his body taken out on Photoshop and CGI and put in place.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes down to Cyborg doing like his guns and alternating, like augmenting his body, obviously the CGI is going to be important there and stuff. But he just looked like a cartoon. Yeah. But when cartoons put in 3D animation during certain scenes of the episode, but not the whole episode.
Yeah.
Like in Spider-Man, the 90s series, like they would do the intro.
Yeah, random 3D.
Or they would do like scenes of him like flying down the swinging on his webs, and it would be 3D, or like the robots would come out 3D computer animation. You're like, what?
Yeah, that was weird.
That's what it looked like to me, and that was fucking stupid.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. But I mean, I don't know.
We'll get what we get if we ever get it.
Yeah.
But we got what we got previously.
Yeah, we got what we got now.
Nothing we can do about it.
I mean, got other DC, much bigger DC stuff, for at least my opinion, to look forward to with this week coming. This weekend, next week. Or just this week, maybe. Yeah, no, it goes through next week, so.
If it starts on a Sunday, it'll probably end on a Friday.
It ends on the 22nd. Or something. I think it starts. Yeah, I think they're doing more than 6 episodes.
Sweet.
I think. Because I think the last episode of it's supposed to be on the 6th, on the 22nd or the 18th or something like that.
So I know I told you, like, I'm going to wait until this crisis starts and then I'm going to start watching the shows. Which means now I'm going to start watching the shows up until the crisis. And I'm not going to watch the crisis until the last episode airs. So I could watch it all as one. As a movie.
So you're not going to watch it tonight?
No. I'm going to use this time to catch up on Arrow, Supergirl, Legends.
Yeah, I just have to catch up on Supergirl and this season of Legends.
Yeah. So I'm going to use this time to catch up now.
And back
so
to
that
Woman still.
By the time Crisis ends, I can watch all of Crisis at once.
Interesting.
I'm very weird when it comes to TV shows like that. Like, I don't like... I love when Netflix releases a series and it's all out at once.
Yeah.
I hate waiting week to week to watch something. that's like of importance. Like a sitcom that doesn't really have a storyline, sure, I can wait a week. I can watch it whenever I get around to it. But for a storyline like this, I'm like, I don't want commercials. I don't want a break. Like, I want to just see it, boom, 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 as if it's just a movie.
I can appreciate that. I think what I'm going to wind up doing is what I always do and just watch them the day after. Just because, why not? I mean, I still I still have to, like I said, I still get, at minimum I got to get caught up on this season of Supergirl. I'm curious as to wonder if they, with Supergirl and Legends, if they've been doing, because I mean, you haven't been up with Flash and whatnot, but like everything's been about Crisis so far this season. Like Arrow's been just, the entire thing's just been building up to Crisis. Flash has been, yeah, there's been a plot with this one bad guy, but it's all been building up to Crisis. Like every episode has had stuff that has to do with Crisis. Which Flash is definitely not dying. 100%. Anyone who thinks he is, Barry Allen is not dying in the Crisis. I don't think at all.
Well, maybe not this Barry Allen.
Well, I don't even think a Barry Allen's gonna die. To be quite honest, I think it's very obvious that Barry Allen's not dying, and the reason I say that is, which I was gonna do
because Wally West hasn't come back to the show yet.
No. There's a very, very simple reason, and it has to do with the way they write the show. It has to do with the writing, and it's because if you notice when the Monitor tells him that he's gonna die, he doesn't specify and say that you're gonna die. He doesn't say that Barry Allen has to die. All he says is Flash has to die. And they are very particular with their words in that show, in general. Like, you remember the Savitar arc back from season 3? So they gave away who he was midway through the season. When they first catch him, when he says "I am Flash," when you think he's responding, if you watch the subtitles, it's "I am, comma, Flash," and if you read it the way it's subtitled, it's him saying that he is the Flash. Like I have friends who watch the TV subtitle and they're like, "Oh yeah, I knew Savitar was the Flash the moment they caught him." Like 100%. Because it was very, because they said it. He says, "I am Flash," like they tell you that, and I'm like, "Wait, what do you mean?" He goes, "Yeah, the way that it's written in the subtitles is not the way he says it. It's super obvious, and there's very key things that they do with the writing. They're very particular about their words when they're making those declarations and they're making those things."
Well, I mean, even if we look at the last season's, when the Monitor kept opening the book and we would see all the superheroes on the ground, you'll notice that the Flash that was crawling towards him was not wearing Barry Allen from this Flash's outfit. It looked more like the 90s Barry Allen crawling. So to say that a Flash has to die versus this Flash makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Like, even I noticed that right away. I was like, why is 90s Flash the one crawling?
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, and the other thing too is like Arrow has been basically doing just like a walk down memory lane kind of thing. Like every episode there's been character, like the last episode they had Yao Fang from the first season was there, the mercenaries were there, like all these people, like Wintergreen came back to life for some reason, like Yao Fei came back to life for some reason. They were on the island and all this stuff because of something. What, I don't know. We even know what it was. But like every episode's been like a walk down memory lane. Like the first episode was basically a rehash of all of season 1 in a single episode, but on Laurel's Earth. Like,
no.
Yeah, they went to Earth 2. He had to go to Earth 2 and do something, and like it was a whole it was basically the whatever they call it, where they destroyed the Glades, he was stopping it again.
Was it like the Awakening or something?
Yeah, or whatever it was. But like they just do the whole. They just went through the whole, basically all of season 1, and like you find out that Tommy Merlin is actually the Black Hood, not Malcolm. Like it was just they've done that consistently on each episode, doing this like walk down memory lane of like scenes and things and people you've seen before and this and that kind of stuff. It's like, oh yeah, he's obviously going to die, but like they haven't done any of that for Flash. They made it they did not clarify which Flash has to die. They just say Flash dies. Like he's not fucking dying in this crisis. He's just staying alive.
I mean, I don't believe he's going to die in the crisis, mainly because they didn't announce this was the last season for Flash.
Yeah.
And they're not just going to throw away Grant Gustin.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. It's like it's not like that was the other thing. I didn't see anywhere where like his contract's up or anything like that. I mean, it very may well be, but and I don't think they're going to kill Oliver either.
No, they're just going to. Yeah, he's been talking about hanging up the hood for so long now. Maybe he'll just go through with it finally. Yeah,
no, I think what they're going to do is they're going to do what they did with the actual Crisis on Infinite Earths. Is they're going to, like, all of the saviors, the heroes without worlds or whatever, they got their own little world. And it was basically just Golden Age Superman, Alexander Luthor, Golden Age Lois Lane, and, like, Superboy Prime. They all kind of got their own little pocket dimension thing that they lived in for eternity. I think that's what they're going to wind up doing. Because you see at the end of... you haven't been watching Arrow. But the kids that we've been watching last season come back to the present time. And the Monitor takes Felicity, old Felicity, and like brings her to see Oliver, basically. Yeah. And she like kind of goes into this light. So I'm like, all right, so Ollie's definitely not dying. Like, he's going away, but he's not really going to be dying.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect that he was going to die. Especially since we've seen him in the future of Legends of Tomorrow and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We've already seen him, and I mean, granted, this is going to be a different timeline.
Right.
Things are going to change. But we're just not going to see him anymore. But it doesn't mean they're going to kill him off. If they do, if they don't, I don't really care.
Yeah. I think they'll give him some sort of Valhalla existence, death, or whatever. Not actually kill him. But
I don't know if anyone else can tell this, but I think I heard John quiver. And are you cold now that your heat's off?
Am I cold?
You went like...
Oh, I didn't even notice.
I did.
Yeah, fuck you. But yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So well, I think it's a good time to wrap up.
Yeah. Yep.
If anyone is watching, I don't know if you've noticed that we're not sitting at a table this week.
Yeah.
If this is something that looks or feels better, let us know. We'll tweak it. We'll improve it.
Yeah.
Or we'll go back to a table.
Yeah. We'll figure something out.
And I know we said we were going to put up a poll the last time we put up an air. I don't remember what it was about.
What? I guess we were going to pick
what comics we were going to
read.
So we'll get there. We'll get to that eventually.
We'll figure that out. Maybe put a listing of like 2 or 3 of them up. And let someone decide. And then go from there.
Yep.
But, yeah.